Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam if you're new here. Today I'm just gonna run through my vinyl records and show you guys my collection. I'm not doing this to brag or show off in any way. I just think it's a great time to film a video like this to share with you guys because vinyls are coming back. They're popping again. And I know I watched a lot of videos when I was trying to figure out what vinyls I wanted to purchase for my own collection, so hopefully you guys can get some ideas from this one. I do have a lot of my own personal vinyls, and I also have a mix of my boyfriend's vinyls in here. My music taste is very broad. I listen to almost everything, so there should be something in here you guys like or something I can put you on to. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, all my vinyls are here next to me, sort of organized, sort of not, so I'm just gonna jump in and start pulling ones out. First one I have here is Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? This album I honestly think is a work of art, front to back, no skips, it's beautiful. I have this glow in the dark pressing. I believe I got it at Target. I haven't tested to see if it glows in the dark, but if you guys don't listen to Billie Eilish, this is a great way to start. I genuinely think it's one of her best albums, if not her best album, so check this one out. Me saying that like anyone in the world doesn't listen to Billie Eilish. Next, I have her brand new album, which I was so happy to get pretty much as soon as it released. This is Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Just looks like this. I got this on Amazon and it honestly shipped like 2 days after the album was released, which was impressive. This is the pressing. It's just a beautiful red and it's pretty translucent. Again, a masterpiece, or maybe I'm just a really big Billie Eilish fan, but this album is really great. It's very different than her other ones, I think, but it's still really great. Give it a listen. And again, with Billie Eilish, we have Happier Than Ever. This is the Target exclusive limited edition light blue vinyl with poster. It looks like this. She is slaying as usual. Here's this pressing. It's just a beautiful like powder blue with the brown sticker in the middle. It's gorgeous. This one I think sounds the best on vinyl because it's very like vocally focused. A lot of the songs are like kind of slower and just they're beautiful. So this one, if you're looking to get any Billie record, I would recommend this one. Next we have Billie's EP, Don't Smile at Me. I love the color scheme on this album. I think the red and the yellow is really smart, super pretty. I know there's a bunch of variants for this pressing, but I just have the standard black one with the red sticker in the middle. Really impressive EP considering it was like the first thing she put out. Next I have Lana Del Rey and this is Born to Die. Just looks like this. I don't listen to much Lana Del Rey. I know, don't kill me. But obviously there's a handful of songs on here that like almost everyone knows just from even hearing on the radio. I think she's extremely talented. I definitely want to listen to more of her music because I really do love her style and her voice is just so unique. And this is the pressing. Again, it's a red vinyl, but this one's a little less transparent. Super, super pretty. I love when a pressing goes with like the feel of an album. That's my favorite, and this does it really well. Next we have Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I believe this is a Target exclusive alternative cover. Again, no skip album. I'm looking at the tracks now, like yeah, I love all of the songs on this album, so definitely give this a listen if you haven't. I'm obsessed with this pressing too. It's not the most popular one because I know there's a lot of different variants of this vinyl, but honestly I think it's my favorite and I don't have any albums that are like a deep blue like this. Really beautiful pressing, really beautiful album, so makes sense. Staying with my strong, powerful, talented ladies, I have Ariana Grande, and this is the Target exclusive limited edition clear vinyl. This is Thank You Next. It just looks like this, super clean, very aesthetic. I'm literally obsessed with clear pressings. I think they're the prettiest things ever, and like, come on, look at that. That is like beautiful. Girl, Ariana, girl. Yeah, did yourself. Beautiful, love this album. I think it's really good. This one's a little obscure, and I feel like not many people have it yet, or that I've seen at least. This is the Demi Lovato revamped album. So she basically took all of her older songs and put them in like a revamped sort of rock grunge style, and I think it's really cool. A lot of good oldies, a lot of good newer songs that she revamped on here, really good stuff. I was literally like the biggest Demi Lovato fan for so long. But anyway, this is the pressing, it's just a solid black. Next we have the icon Amy Winehouse. Amy was so influential in the music industry and she has some incredible songs on this album. This is Back to Black. Fitting enough, the pressing is black. And yeah, it's great. You can listen to this no matter what mood you're in, happy, sad, mad, glad, you know, all of them. And it's always a good time. Okay, so next I kind of have a little story time. So this is American Teen by Khalid or Khalid. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I love this album. I've loved it since like the day it came out. It reminds me of just being young and I literally adore it. The pressing is just plain black. So this is one of the discs, right? You see that this one is American Teen, right? Well, when I opened my completely sealed brand new American Teen album, this was disc 2. It's Xoxo Animal. Don't get me wrong, you know, I do have so much love in my heart for Xoxo, girl. Like I would have supported you. I would have supported you whether you snuck your way into my Khalid album or not, but like, where's my other disc? So now I have one Xoxo Animal disc, which luckily it does have all the bops on it, you know, TikTok, Take It Off, all of those. So that's good. And then I have one of these discs, so eventually we're gonna have to finish both albums, but for now, this is what we have. Next, I have this self-titled album by Mountjoy. This is the anniversary edition though. I'm not sure what other pressings there were, if there were any, but I love this cover art. I think it's so cool and different. And this pressing, honestly, I think is my favorite pressing of all my records. Yeah, honestly, I do. It's this beautiful purple and white tie-dye. It's super, super nice. And the sound quality is really nice. The discs are thick. You could tell they put time and effort into this. If you guys don't know Mountjoy, I definitely recommend them. They're kind of a little more low-key than some of the other artists I have in my collection. Definitely check them out. They're a little indie, a little like, you know, they're chill, but I think they're the kind of music that almost anybody could enjoy. So if you guys haven't heard them yet, definitely take a look at this album. Then because I collect vinyl and I'm more basic than I care to admit, I have The Strokes' Is This It? Beautiful art, super cool album. Obviously it sounds incredible on a record player. This is the pressing, it's just a solid black. Next I have this album by Joji and it's called Ballads 1. This is the 5-year anniversary edition. I think Joji is really talented. This is the pressing, it's just a solid black again. Super good album, another one that's really nostalgic for me, so if you guys haven't heard it, check it out. Next, I have My Babies. I feel so deeply connected to this album and to these guys and to just everything they promote and resemble and just everything about them. I recently saw them live with my boyfriend, I think last summer in New Jersey, and we were on the Kiss Cam. It was literally like one of the best shows, one of the best times of my life ever. Shout out to my boyfriend, you're the best. But yeah, this is self-titled by Lainey, spelled L-A-N-Y. I don't want to be one of those girls that's like, oh, I've known them for so long, I knew them before they were famous. But like, I did. But yeah, I just think they're really talented musicians and songwriters, and this album as a whole is just like a masterpiece. It's like a movie, like a work of art. But the pressing is just black. Seriously, great album through and through. 100% recommend. Lainey. I'm sure you've heard their music somewhere, but definitely if you don't know this album, take a listen. Considering at this point I do have a lot of vinyls, I try to be pretty selective, but this was one in the very early days where I pretty much just bought it because of the art. But this is Group Love, Never Trust a Happy Song. I knew that. But yeah, look at this. I mean, it is gorgeous. And there's, you know, there's songs that people, you know, what's the one? Take me to your best friend's house. You know the one, come on. This actually ended up being a really good find and I actually really enjoy the album, so I'm happy I did buy it. Goes to show you kids, spend your money recklessly and sometimes good things happen. I also really do love this pressing. It's like a sort of off-white color and it's got like the little illustration right in the middle. Super, super pretty. I have here the Smiths Hatful of Hollow, just a black pressing. I think all 3 of these are just black pressings. I have the Smiths self-titled, Smiths by the Smiths, regular black pressing. And to wrap up my Smiths collection, I have The Queen Is Dead. And again, just a solid black pressing. I feel like there's like dog hairs like flying in front of the camera. I wouldn't be surprised. I love my dog, you know, like sue me. The next album I have is OK Computer by Radiohead. Basically it just has to do with like the evolution of technology and computers and all that kind of stuff. But what I thought was cool about this is that here at the bottom they say logical track order, and instead of saying like side A, B, C, D, whatever, they call it eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's cool, right? I'm not just weird. So on the discs, like side A will say eeny, side B will say meeny, you know. I don't know. I thought that was cool. And it's just on black pressings. You could tell a lot of time and effort and energy was put into this. And you know, we appreciated Radiohead. We really do. Then we have my other babies, Don't Tell Lainey, you know, they'll get so offended, but Pierce the Veil. Again, another super nostalgic band that just reminds me of being a young, angsty little teenager. But another no-skip album for me, and it's just, it's a work of art. It's not for everybody, you know, it is pretty like intense and rock and emo kind of vibe, but if you're into that and you don't know Pierce the Veil, first of all, you're not really into that. Second of all, if you want to be into that, they're really talented, and I would definitely recommend this album. And it's just on a black pressing. Along that same kind of vibe, I have Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor. I love this album art, but it just looks like this. Just a black pressing here. Next, I have Nevermind by Nirvana. I'm just gonna cover this for, you know, YouTube purposes, but this is what the back looks like. This is what it looks like. It's gray and there's a little bit of marbling in there. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's super pretty. I already feel like I need a drink or something. My mouth's getting dry. I feel like I'm talking too much. Are you guys sick of hearing my voice? I'm sick of talking, so there's that. Next, we have an album that I think shaped the generation that it was a part of, and this is Doo-Wops and Hooligans by Bruno Mars. Great album, great work, Mr. Bruno. This is the pressing, just plain black. Next, we have Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. These are the pressings. They're just white with the sticker in the middle, super clean and pretty. Next, I have Come Over When You're Sober by Lil Peep. This vinyl actually has part 1 and part 2. There's 2 albums by Lil Peep called Come Over When You're Sober, but obviously one's part 1, one's part 2. So this is the part 2 cover, and then part 1 cover is on the back. This is one of the discs, which I think is so pretty. It's like a blinding neon pink. And the other pressing here is just black with a little sticker in the middle. This is a really great album, but if you don't feel like you want to cry or like you don't want to hate yourself for the rest of the day, maybe don't listen, but also do it anyway. Very talented, gone too soon, rest in peace. Speaking of rest in peace, we have XXXTentacion, and this is his album 17. Super cool art here, very emo, very upsetting. Can you tell where my music taste is at this point? It's like a white and black marble. It's super, super cool. This is another album for me where I would go as far as to say no skips. And when you listen to it as a whole, you get like this whole vibe and the whole energy. Anyway, this album is really good. You know, you guys might say like, Sam, you know, you're showing us all your vinyls. What's like your most expensive and or like your prized possession, your favorite, you know, most listened to? Save your breath. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you. Watch, I'm gonna tell you. This is it. This is not only my most expensive vinyl, but my favorite, and it is One Direction, Up All Night. If you loved them or hate them at the time, I guarantee you love them now, and if you don't, you're lying. And honestly, if you don't, I thought we were getting along so well, and maybe we just won't be friends, and that's okay. You know, you win some, you lose some. This is the Urban Outfitters exclusive pressing. This is the pressing, look at that. You can't even, like, the camera doesn't even capture how beautiful this is. It's got like a beautiful sheen to it. It's a bright green with a red sticker in the middle. It's so well done. But yeah, genuinely no skips and definitely a throwback, but if you guys are, you know, in the mood, then RIP One Direction, you will forever be missed. We have Harry's House. Although Harry wasn't my favorite one, I will say I was a Zayn girl, I really was. But this album genuinely is really incredible and it deserves all the love and praise it's gotten over the years. It's so good. This is the limited edition exclusive translucent yellow vinyl. Here's the beautiful pressing, but look how pretty that is. It's like a bright lemon threw up all over it. God, it's so pretty. Would it be pretty if a lemon threw up? Oh. Beautiful album front to back, definitely recommend. Next, we have some love for Post Malone. This is his newer album, This is his newer album, Austin. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like a piece of candy or something. Like, that is so pretty. And it's a great album. It's very feel-good, good for the summer, going on a drive, you know, do what you gotta do. This forever will be my favorite Post Malone album. It was just so great at its time and even today. And the fact that this was his first studio album like blows my mind because it was so good. But yeah, this is another one I hold super close to my heart and I will never forget and I will constantly listen to. And girl, these pressings? Hello, like can you say Cheeto dust? This literally is the brightest orange I've ever seen in my life. I've recently been learning to appreciate orange, but you know, it's not always been my color, but for Posty, I could get into orange. We're almost there, guys. I promise we're making a dent. Next, this was another sort of sporadic one. This is Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by Pop Smoke. But I actually really did like this album and I can definitely appreciate it, so that's why it's here. It was another impulsive one. I swear you can't take me into a record store, like it's not gonna go well. But it's another clear vinyl and you know how I feel about clear vinyls at this point. I love them. You know what, I will pull it out of the sleeve a little bit just so you guys can see how truly translucent this is. Is that not just beautiful? But I definitely want to listen to this a little bit more. I've been neglecting it for sure. A great album and rest in peace. So I don't know if you guys are sick of hearing me say that it's like my favorite album or my favorite artist, but genuinely, Black is one of my favorite artists ever. I did also see him recently with my boyfriend, so shout out to my boyfriend. Thank you, I love you. That was a great experience. And this is Black's album, Free Black. Some people call him Six Lack or whatever. You know who he is. Come on, you know him. But this is the album, super cute. And I'm not even mad that it's on a regular black pressing because like the Amy Winehouse one, it literally has black in the name, so I'll let it slide. But front to back, can literally play this on repeat for hours. I love this album so, so much. And yeah, I'm not even gonna pretend that I didn't know him before he got popular, because I did. And what? I won't get aggressive with you guys. We probably just met, so. This is a Charlie Brown Christmas, and it is the gold foil edition, but it's just a bunch of Christmas songs, and it is so cute. Just the black pressing, I'm kind of salty that it's not, you know, a fancy pressing, but at least the outside looks pretty. And then we have this gorgeous Disney 100 album. This is a Target exclusive alternative cover art with silver vinyl. And this is so pretty. It just has a ton, oh my God, you literally can't even see. But it just has a ton of Disney songs, starting from like really old original ones to down at the bottom. Like they literally have ones from like Coco and Frozen and Moana and High School Musical. So, and yeah, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Tell me you wouldn't pick that up if you saw that. And here's the pressing. It's just like a gray, they call it silver, but like, it's definitely just like a dark gray. Okay, we have made it through the biggest chunk of my vinyls and my arms are like tired from reaching over. Okay, so next I'm quickly going to run through my Taylor Swift vinyls. If you guys don't know, which I'm not sure how you would, I have been a Swiftie for a long time. I recently found a t-shirt from the Fearless tour, like at least a decade ago, and I actually put it on like a pillow so it could be like a Taylor Swift pillow. I'm weird. So I'm just gonna run through the albums, and of course we only listen to Taylor's version in this house, so that is all I have. I believe I have all of them except for 2. First we have Fearless Taylor's version. This is the pressing. We have Speak Now, Taylor's version. I believe I have the Orchid pressing, although I might be wrong. I don't even remember, but it's like a beautiful dark purple. Definitely the heaviest and most expensive Taylor album I have is Red, Taylor's version. This is the Target exclusive, and would you know it, the pressings are red. Then we have 1989 Taylor's version, and this is the Tangerine version. I believe it's the Target exclusive, yeah. This is the Tangerine pressing. Then we have Lover, and look how pretty. This is the first disc. It's just a beautiful like bubblegum pink pressing. And on the other side, we have this beautiful light blue translucent pressing. Then we have Miss Folklore. I love this album. Folklore and Evermore honestly might be my favorites, except for the one that just came out, oh my God. But this is a beautiful album, and I don't think it gets like the love and support it deserves, but yeah, it's beautiful and it goes with the vibe of the album, which as you can tell to me is very important. Then we have Evermore. I love this pressing too. I think I honestly just love green pressings. Like how pretty is that? That's how you get brownie points with me. If you're gonna drop an album and a vinyl, make sure the pressing matches the vibe of the album. It's not that hard. Actually, it probably is. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but we have Midnights here. This is the part of the clock it makes. If you guys don't know, if you buy all the variations of this album, it makes a clock on the back. So this is obviously 12, 1, 2, and part of the 3. This is what it looks like. I forget the name of the pressing. Someone smarter than me, let me know down below. But I do think it was the Target exclusive. It's this beautiful purple. It's a little marbled in there too. And in the center, it's a little clock. And then finally, one of my prized possessions right now is the Tortured Poets department. This is the first time I had ever pre-ordered a vinyl because I had that much faith in Tay-Tay that she was gonna pull it off and I was gonna love the album. Well, she did it and I love it. This is the manuscript version. It's the Ghosted White version, which she's just, you know, slaying on the front. On the back, it says, I love you, it's ruining my life. This one I do have to take out of the plastic to just briefly, you know, show off Taylor's ingenuity. It's basically a big book. So I think it's like 27 or 29 pages. It's just like the lyrics and stuff, but it's so beautifully done, and the art and the pictures, you could tell there were like separate shoots for each song and stuff. Like, come on, yes girl. And the pressings are just a beautiful solid white. Honestly, I think this is some of her strongest work, not only lyrically, but musically. It's just the most perfectly executed album I've ever heard from her, and I actually adore it, I really do. So now I'm just going to quickly run through some of the records that my boyfriend has given to me to take a listen to and just to enjoy. They're not forever mine, but I've been enjoying listening to them. And I'm probably only gonna show you like a quarter of them because there are so many and so many that I don't even know enough to talk about. But if you guys wanna see a separate video or something like that where I show you like actually all of the records from my boyfriend and my parents gave me a ton of their old records. So if you guys are interested in seeing all those, maybe I'll do a part 2 to this. But I'm just gonna show you the records from my boyfriend that I've been spinning the most recently and feel the best pitching to you guys. So the first one here I actually haven't listened to fully, but it's music from the original soundtrack from Woodstock. So it's like live recordings of a Woodstock performance, and it has tons of really popular performers. And this seems so cool. I'm really excited to like dive into this and like actually you know, take time to break down the music and listen to it and stuff. It's also just a super cool like collector's thing to have. Like it's just really cool. Also, I'm not going to be going through pressings because all of these are black pressings. Next we have Combat Rock by The Clash. Everybody and their mother who collects vinyl has this album, but we have Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Next we have an album that my boyfriend 100% put me onto, which is In the Court of the Crimson King. It looks a little wonky because he bought it secondhand and it's like missing half the cover or something, but it's very involved and there's a lot of like analysis that can be done with this album, and it's super, super cool. Definitely something I wouldn't have naturally picked up, but the fact that my boyfriend put me on and gave me the experience to listen to something like this is awesome. So if you guys are in the mood for something like that, where you just want to dive in, analyze the music, have a great experience, definitely check this out. Next we have Bad by Michael Jackson. I do love Michael Jackson's music, you know, separate the music from the artist. No one can say this guy wasn't talented, and his music is really, really good. Following that up, we have Michael Jackson's Thriller. Next we have Bob Marley and the Wailers Live, which is another really cool one that I wouldn't have taken time to listen to, but he was very talented, so I'm very happy to have this. And next we have the Beach Boys' Summer Days. Look how like content they all look on the boat. And next we have the Carpenters. This one's actually really cool. I'm trying to be very careful, but it actually opens like an envelope. Oh, I'm holding it upside down, of course. And the last chunk of records I have today are this album by Vanilla Fudge, and it's actually signed, which is pretty cool. He got this signed. But yeah, I don't know much about Vanilla Fudge at all, but I'm excited to listen. Then we have Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. I love the art here. I think that's super pretty. A classic and a staple, Purple Rain by Prince. Don't kill me, but I actually don't know much of Prince's music. But I'm very excited to listen to it and to learn why he's so popular and why people love him. Call me uneducated. I don't know. And then we have Abbey Road, another classic. And finishing it up strong, we have The Best of Bowie. So it's just a compilation of all his best songs. And that completes my 2024 vinyl record collection. Again, like I said, there's probably like 50 more records sitting next to me from either my parents or extras from my boyfriend. So if you guys are interested in a part 2 and want to know about some of the older vinyls I have, definitely let me know, leave a comment down below. I would be happy to show you guys that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I showed you something new that maybe you haven't seen before and you're interested in. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this and sitting through it. If you made it to the end, comment down below. What should I make you comment? Nothing. Probably nobody's watching anymore. Comment down below, vinyl records rock, if you're still watching. Then I'll know you were a real one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I guess that's it for this one, so I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Put your head on my shoulder, hold me in your arms, baby, squeeze me oh so tight.